to this. In this video we are going to discuss about Angular event binding. In the previous video you have seen. If you have not seen, then please check my previous video in which I have discussed about style binding and class binding as well. In this one we are going to discuss about event binding. So normally what's event? Event is the action performed by the user normally on views, and then reaction or a result is generated in the model or .ts file. So it can be in the form of click, key up, or on change. So normally what happens in view section, normally in component.html file, when you click then or key up and on change, then inside the model we normally write function and it performs the reaction or result. So first we will see key up, key down and key press actually. So let's see the practical example. We will install a new application and we will see one by one key up, key down and key press. And apart from that we will also see click and on change functions or events. So first let's open our cmd command here, run administrator, then here, then d drive cd angular class, cd angular class, and then ngg event binding. Let's create a new project. Sorry, the command is ng new event binding. Okay, so now it's installed, and then cd event binding, cd event binding. Now npm start, and in the meantime we will open here Visual Studio Code. So now let's go to file and then close folder. So now just click on the open folder and then D drive Angular class. So it's event binding, this one. Okay, now let's go to src folder and then app. Inside this app component.ts, but before that let's open here add component.html and then just delete it and create here what's one simple. Let's write here h1 then event example. Now here input type button and then name equals to click or key up or key down, value equals to key down. Here since it's not in click, so rather we will write here input then key press. So this is the event. Okay, key press, then this function will call after key press. So now let's go to app.ts file and here we'll write key, this function we need to call here, this function. So here inside the function let just allot here or console.log, console.log. Here we'll write here event key press fired, right? Now let's run it. So what I did, it's very simple. On key press, that means when we just press any key from our keyboard, then this message should show. That means this function will be called. So now let's go to here, then compile it. Okay, now successfully compiled. So now let's go to browser and then localhost 4200. Okay, so let's open this in console. Let's check console here. Just I'm pressing A. You can see event key press fired. Once again I write here K. So second time it says, so whenever I write something in keyboard, you can see it's increasing here. That means every time the key. Okay, so here we have written here event key press fired, right? So now let's check here. The difference between key press and key fire, key up is that key press is, so key up, I have used here key up. So as its name suggests, when you key release key up, okay, only then it will fire. So let's see, I'm writing here, then you can see nothing happening here. As soon as I release, then event fired. While you are writing something, it doesn't happen anything, right? As soon as you release, then it get fired. So that is key press. That means when we press something, when we write something. So what happened here? Three events fired actually. First one is key press, then key down, and then key up. Okay, so basically the key press and the key up, these are two important events. Okay, so when we press the key and key up, that means when you released, and key down is so minor that it's hardly visible. So let's simply ignore about that. Okay, let's focus on key press and up. So when you type something, it is key press, then key down, and also key up. Three event fires together. Okay, so that's the event of key press and key up. Now let's talk about these two events. One is click and on change. So let's check this example. This is the file, input type file for file uploading, and then here this is the event change. Okay, change. Then what will happen, as soon as you select the file, then this function will get fired. Okay, so this function we need to write here somewhere. Okay, so console.log file selected. This message should show when we select the file. That means change. After selecting the file, we change something. Yeah, so we are getting error here. The reason is we need to pass here parameter as well. Why? Because we are passing the parameter as event. So first let's see this, then okay, now this is another one. So let's do one thing, just put here break br, just putting here HR horizontal line. Now let's see. So this one is another, and this is another event. That the first one is key press and key down, and second one is on change. Okay, now I'm selecting any one of the files. For example, I'm selecting this. Okay, so you can see here file selected, right? Let's see again. If you select here any of these files, then instantly this get fired here, file selected. Okay, so this is on change. We will learn this later, that how this image uploading, you will use this actually in image uploading. So I'm not going more detail here in this one, because for the time being it's enough to understand that how this change event gets fired. And now let's see on click. So here will be button input type equals to button name equals to button and value equals to click me. Okay, and here will be click. Remember, the event is written in this bracket. Okay, so you should always remember, if you see this, that means this is event. Okay, so click, then what will happen after clicking? We will call any function called submit. We will call here submit. Okay, so now let's create a function of this here submit, and then again here we will write console.log console.log. So here form submitted. This event should be fired here. So now let's check. If I click form submitted, if I change select file, then this function get fired. If I write something, then it's another. So you just learned that how you can use this keyboard function, how you can use mouse function, and how you can use mouse function with file change. So this is called event binding in Angular, because this event is we are binding with this function with TS. So remember always that event is generated from view file, and the action is performed in the TS file, or this TS file. That means view to model. Okay, it is one way flow. In the next video, I will show you what is two-way data binding and how that works in Angular. So stay connected and watch the next video for two-way data binding. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.